So this is what's going on. We have the fuel tank of the Ducati 996 of the motorcycle. As you know, these fuel lines right here, the connectors are independently different. If you want to test the connector to see if the fuel pump has power, this is what you have to put your test pins at. The first one and the third one, as you hold with the thumb right here, left to right. And this is your drain hose from the fuel cap. If you drop any fuel in the fuel cap, it will drain down to the bottom of the motorcycle. Now I'm replacing the fuel pump, of course. This does not have the shower injectors. Actually, this actually has just it's got 4 injectors actually. I gotta get some filters here. It doesn't have the filters here, but anyways, I need to get filters on it. Keep it covered, that way no dust goes in there. Let's go look at the fuel tank and the fuel pump situation, okay? So here we are. The fuel tank is upside down. This is technically the fuel pump housing. So the filter I'm using here, it is actually a Napa filter. This is a Napa filter right there. Part number is somewhere in there. It's relevant right now. I don't have it available. The hoses, these are Napa hoses also as well. 7.9 millimeter hose, I guess. Was that 516 inch? Yes, there's the number right there. 516 7.9 millimeter hose. The same thing for the two that come out of the fuel filler. You got 2 hoses. One will go here, and the other one will go here. And if you flip this over, you'll see that one comes out right there, little drain, and another one right there, little drain. See those 2 little hoses? Right there, that one there, and then this one here. Those are your drain hoses from the fuel cap. If you ever fill the tank, you know, they come out through those hoses, as you see. Now this one here goes into the pump. The pump is out. This is the pump right here. I gotta take the pump out of the place. That's the Ducati part number for that, but I got another pump for it. Let me show you what the pump I have. Okay, here's the new pump. I got it from I believe Amazon or eBay. I'm not sure. That's what you got right there. Let's open the package. It comes with the O-ring that goes around this area of the fuel housing. Here's the O-ring. I do recommend using either 2 things. Either technical Vaseline or Parker O-ring lube, O-lube, for your O-rings. I also use that material on inside of the hoses. I take a needle nose pliers. There it is, and I kind of wiggle the nose plier with Vaseline in there, and I rub it around, spread it around to make it easy to insert this without any argument on the receiver area. You see right there. Let's go back to the pump that came in the mail. This filter is irrelevant. Don't need a filter. It has extra clamps if you need to use any more clamps. And here's the pump, and it has a small hose, which is probably maybe useless. Who knows? You know, it's a small little hose. But here's the pump. It hasn't been opened yet. It looks just like the factory pump, which is over here. The connector is a similar connector. I want to say similar. Let's hope this is the same. Yep, it's the same connector. There you go. Same connector. Let's compare the 2. I should have this pump out of the package, but you know, go figure. Let me pause this for a second, and then I'll be back in a second. Okay, comparing the 2 pumps. The connector on this one. There it is. The connector on this one. There it is. I believe they are close enough. I will test them in a second, so you can see the shape of the pump. I had to take that one out of the house, that rubber holder housing with the filter on the bottom. That's the filter right there. The filter for the pump is right there. Okay, after much fighting with the pump itself and the Ducati holder, I just put it on the vise, and I spawn it and start pulling up on it, and there it comes. plastic. It's just full of a lot of rust. Literally, a lot of rust. That's why it wouldn't come out of there. So I have to clean this up really good. Ironically, you can throw this in the dishwasher. It's all plastic. The pump is all rusty up, as you see right there. Pump's terrible. Nasty. Okay, comparing the two pumps, they're pretty much the same pump technically, size wise and everything. Let's go behind the pumps now. You see the markings and everything, the grooves and the guide, they're very similar. The one to the left is the old pump, the one to the right is the new pump. The grooves are in a similar way, as you see. There you go. That's Ducati pumps right there. 996 for the 4 injectors model. Again, not to miss a beat, there is a brand name I order of, I believe, Amazon. I gotta see. Couldn't tell you if it's Amazon or eBay. I totally forgot. This one is a metal housing. This one is also metal, but it's painted, so they're both metal. This is plastic here. This is some kind of hard plastic, or it could be actually metal, but it's actually, to me, looks like plastic. Alright, so this right here, as we see, nasty, nasty, nasty. This is going to require some deep cleaning. So if I had an ultrasonic cleaner, I'd take it on an ultrasonic cleaner just to dislodge all this crap that's in there, as you see. Time to clean this. Bottle cleaner, I guess. Okay, so let's watch the nasty. Well, what's nasty now? I already washed it because I need both hands, but I'm gonna show you what I did. Take your favorite can or whatever. Let's go with Goya lentils, okay? I'm not sponsoring anybody, but anyways. So soap and water. Dip it in there. Dip some soap in there. Okay, soap. And you can spray, or you can spray it. Use a spray bottle, spray can, you know, spray, whatever. That's fine. But then I'll take some water in there. Hot water is perfect. And then take your favorite bottle cleaner that you're not going to use again for bottle cleaning, okay? So that's it. Just swish it around, move it around. Now use a little one right here at the top to clean the inner part of the pump, or the pump holder. There's a little hole in there. And then once it's all done, of course, I'm going to probably use air to blow it all out. There's 2 holes that you can see. See how it's cleaner now, of course. There's a little middle hole and then 2 side holes. You see them there. So that's what the pump looks like inside. Alright, so enough for the dishwashing of the pump. Okay, before the pump is inserted into the pump holder, you must remove this cap right here, okay? Do not forget not to remove the cap. Remove the cap. Okay? It's going to look like this when it's done. Also remove this cap right here. Alright, there's a slide filter there. The pump should look like this before you insert it into the holder. Let's go to the holder. Okay, one thing I'm going to do, I am going to lubricate the pump with the petroleum jelly, just to make it easier to go down the housing. This is fuel's going to eat it up. Don't worry about it. Just to make it easier to go down. The rubber and petroleum jelly are friends. Put any hose. Okay. Also makes a seal too. So that's all done. Let's go get the device now. Okay. So as you see, the location in there, with the light better there. So the pump must match that. So we're going to insert it. See, it's got catches to actually guide it in place. So I'm going to put it in there. and work it. See, follow these guys right here. See the channel right there? That takes you to where you need to go. Oh, I'm sorry, no. Follow that little indentation right there. See it? It lines up with that. So that's what it's going to be. Also, that lines up with this one here, where I got my thumb. So let's go to work, like a doctor. Let's see if we can get this right. So I'm going to just insert. And actually, ironically, it just locked in there. Perfect fit. I call this a perfect fit. It doesn't spin. The two tabs that went on the side right here inserted into the little indentations there. So the pump is finally assembled. Alright, let's go put it back in the hole. So I'm also going to lubricate the outer shell of this with the Vaseline as well, just because it makes it easier. Because it's got little ribs right here, so it's just going to make it easier to guide this down the shell, metal shell, aluminum housing, which I'm going to blow with air. It's already been cleaned up, but see, anything rubber, petroleum jelly is a very good friend. It's like a tire lube. When you assemble a tire, you put the tire lube on the edge of the tire to seal the bead. So the pump is assembled. As you see, you want to line them up just like that. But to the naked eye, it is lined up right there. Okay, let's go to work like a doctor. Let's go to work. This is the oil pump, just for storage purposes, posterity. No reason whatsoever. Put it back in the bag. Put it back in the box. Who cares? Put the date on the box where the pump was replaced for historical purpose. Nothing fancy there. All right, let's assemble this now. Okay, so now we know that this goes on top of the pump right here, but as you see, there's no way you can mess that up. Okay, there's a little indentation right here that lines up with this, so I should push down on it. Boom. Scientifically not done wrong. Then you insert this one here. I do another trick also with rubber hoses. I take a needle nose plier, take some vase line, and just work it in there. That's just to spread it. See, because it widens it out, it makes it easier, as you see right here, to insert. Done. Inserted. And then for this quick clip hose clamps, just use a sort of duckbill nose pliers. Duckbill nose pliers. Needle nose pliers. Alright, the pump is assembled. And this one here, I believe it goes right there, on that one right there. It follows that indentation right here. You gotta just push down on it. I could work there with a little bit of juice also is in there. Now the power of the pump. Let's see now the connection. Okay, so here goes the connection. Yeah, you can see it there. Fits like a glove. We can test this before we actually insert the pump into the fuel tank. Just plug it in, turn the key on. You should hear the pump to make it sound. We're gonna do a test run on it also. The key is going to go on in a second. All right. Battery is in use. Pump is working. All right, we have a successful pump installation. Well, it's been tested. It's not installed yet. It's been tested. Just connected, and now there's a drain hose that will go to that hose right there, and there's two hoses in the tank that I gotta line up. I'll record that in a second. Now there's two hoses in the tank that discharge here. They come from the fuel air, from the fuel pump, the fuel cap area. One goes here. See where it goes, and one goes right here, and they'll actually fall in place because this pump has a forward arrow here. See, so you mount the forward, and you put the screws, of course, here. The O-ring, which is right here, is going to be replaced with a new O-ring. Of course, the new O-ring. I'm gonna take a wire brush to the edge right there and clean it really good with a wire brush. There's nothing wrong with this O-ring. It's cooked with age. A new O-ring came in the package here. Let's ensure that it is the correct size. Let's compare with the other O-ring that is took out. Ta-da! It's very similar. I want to say similar. Now this one here, I will use O-ring grease. This is the magical grease. It's very sticky, so you work it into the O-ring. Just work it. As you see, this is very thick. I've used also this on the valve cover gaskets, the new silicone gaskets. This is magical. It's very molassy, sticky. See what I mean? Sticky. It's like honey O-ring grease. All right, let me pause the video for a second. Give me a wire brush, hand brush the edge of the fuel pump. All right, you don't even know when I'm pausing the video, so you're gonna just run it across here. You might as well run it across everything that you see a little bit of rust. This is aluminum housing, so technically it is not corrosion proof, but since it's anodized, it is actually made in a mold. There's no CNC or from a solid piece of metal. When you anodize aluminum, you protect the aluminum from the atmosphere. Remember, the air that we breathe is heavily corrosive. The amount of oxygen is an oxidizer, as we know. But I will dab plenty of the magic juice on this O-ring area. See, now this is pretty clean. Well, let me just take care of that with the air pump air. No science there. Let's now work the O-ring. Sorry about the camera getting banged. Working the O-ring. There it is. It might be a little harsh to work it, not to work it, but to get in there, because this one's actually pretty new. So newer, thicker. This is actually has heat, and you know, being there for many years. I will save this O-ring though for posterity. Maybe my grandchildren one day will want to see this O-ring. I'm kidding. I just want to save it because I don't throw away much stuff that I can always reuse. You never know. A fellow rider might need an O-ring. Pump's leaking. Guess what? I have one at home. Ta-da! So the pump is now assembled, y'all. There's one more hose. I got questions where the hose went. This one here. I will have to look at some pictures I have taken before. Maybe this hose goes like, oh, I think it goes like this. And possibly right here. I think. It's really loose right there. Not there, it's loose. Let me do the magical needle nose pliers. A little bit of Vaseline in it. I think this is that's a fuel pressure regulator. I think that's where it dumps the fuel, which fuel tank goes like that. So if I insert it right here, then I think that's a, yeah, that's the ticket. That's the shape. Fuel pressure regulator. That's the float. What you hear is a float. You hear the float. This is the float for the fuel sensor right here. Fuel pressure regulator, pump housing. You got your fuel inlet here, fuel outlet right here. This is again your fuel pressure. Fuel sensor level is this device right here, and then it splits into the fuel pump electrical. This is a Napa filter, Napa Gold 3032. There's the number, Napa Gold 3032. It comes with this little tiny hose and 2 clamps. So guess what? There you go. And the hose, I believe I said, was 5/8 size of the hose. I think it's 5/8, 7.9 millimeters, or I said it earlier. So just rewind the tape. Rewind the tape. Go back. I don't remember. I have the invoices for this. All right. So the pump is now assembled. What I will do, as I was saying earlier, I'm going to prep the tank receiving area, the metal, with some oil grease. Just a little bit of oil grease. Why not? Doesn't hurt to lubricate the main surface. If this stays here, I mean, you can probably use anti-seize, maybe, I don't know. The idea is that this will help seal and prevent it from permanently sticking. But you know, since grease is solid, this will take the gap. Okay, if there's any air gap, since there's a mating surface right there, there's not really a gasket except for the O-ring that I showed you earlier. I'm going to put some on the upper edge. Also, I'm going to work some O-ring grease in here. The part that you see red on the tank is really no touching. Really, there's an air gap there. But just having all this right here will make it more better. Superlative word. Right now. Okay, let's just go to another stage of this. Okay, we're now working the fuel pump back into the tank. I am going to remove the Allen screws on the back of the pump that are used to remove the pump. This is the position to remove the pump. You use the same screws that you are going to secure the pump back in the tank to remove the pump. It's basically, it acts as a depressing tool. Okay, 3 screws. Oh, one is a little hard. I'm going to put it the way it came out. So the pump faces forward. In which direction? That direction. So okay, so this one goes to the front, just because I like to put things the way they came out, same place they came out, not to ruin the party. I believe this is a number 4 or number 5 Allen. Maybe number 4. Anyways, so there are 2 hoses that we must attach. Okay, so I'm going to say that the first hose will be this one here on this side. So I'm working the hose. I don't think I need to show video of that. Number 7 hex head socket works great on hose clamps. Amazing. Well, let me bring the camera closer. Again, number 7 hex head, enough to make it tight. Okay, that's that one right there. Let's see where the other one goes. The other one goes right here. Let's go there. Okay, the other hose, of course, this hose are a little longer than normal, but this one's gonna go right around. You have to work them around something. Like for the Ducati pump, like that. So right, you see it right there. Okay, insert, push until it settles. Bring your clamp to it. You give about a good 30 millimeters of the clamp area. Tighten it up. And that's tight now. I'm gonna work the hoses down. Of course, rubber and stuff. The pump is now technically going in place. Front, line it up right there. And now time to work the O-ring down. So what I can do, I can actually start by putting one. Nope, they don't make it. It doesn't make it. The screws are kind of the O-ring is a little larger. Okay, so I gotta work this in here somehow. Equal pressures. Yes, the O-rings slightly larger sometimes to work in the groove. It's pinching it. I might have to go back to the O-ring, hence the reason why I say the O-ring. How about that? It's already in about 3/4 of the way, so I'm just gonna work this portion of the O-ring right here back in the groove. So it pinches itself. I think I got it this time. How about that? About that for $1. I believe the pump is in, y'all. Part of my hand on the way of the work. It's a bit offset. I think I cannot really smack with a small something. Maybe just screw down. I'm gonna tap it just here so it can slide over a little bit. Hold that thought, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna tap it right here. That should have done what I needed to do. It was nothing critical. It's just the screws, they have a shoulder on them, you see it? So the shoulder wasn't really engaging, or was actually preventing the rest of the thread to come down. So if I clear the shoulder, the pump is now, there you go, in place. So that's one, let's go to the front. There's no order because it's 3. If it was 4, yes, you go crisscross, but there's really no order on the screws. And that's it. That's what she wrote. Yeah. So the pump is installed on the tank. Arrow point forward right here for the tank. And you have your in and your out. Of course, the color coded too. This actually is a tank drain right here. Pressure regulator, level sensor, and just a vent from the upper part of the filler spout. To it, yeah, the moment of truth. All right, let's just do the fuel lines first before I do anything else. Let me start to line up the tank in place. Fuel lines are cake. Once I get this right here, you know what? Let's do something else. Let's bring something into play. I'll see if I get a better angle for the camera to capture this installation. Piece of wood. All right, switching camera position now. Okay, this is probably the best I can do, showing you how to install all the goodies here. Okay, so we have a black fuel line. We have the electrical connector that's installed now. Let me see if I can catch this from the other end. The fuel lines are quick disconnect lines. Okay, so from my end, where I'm at right now, I can actually see pretty much. I want to say better, much better. All right, so there goes the black one. Let's push and push until it clicks in place. Boom, done. All right, let's go with the white one, which is F of the black one. Push and engage. Click. You can hear, but it click. Trust me, it click. Now the fuel. Since everything's gonna go down, so the fuel drain line right here. I don't think there's another fuel drain line anywhere here hiding. For the other, oh, there's a hose there curved off. So, anyways, everything's now on it. Pushing the tank forward, engage the tank. All right. Now installing the 6mm Allen head. The screw to the back of the tank. And this is ready to actually get some fuel. Well, I shouldn't put a screw right here. I should actually, well, you know what? Let me open the fuel tank real quick. Throw some fuel in there. And just hear the pump car go for a second. Alrighty, so I have fuel in the tank. Hopefully the battery has taken a little bit of charge. Well, that's relevant to the point. The gas tank is relevant to the point. Alright, gotta get the battery booster then. Mira, tengo la Ducati corriendo, ¿eh?